Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Justin Herbert, Pac-12 championship against a really good Utah. This is a good film for a bunch of different reasons. A bunch of layers to this performance, some great plays, some head scratchers, some scheme issues, some pass pro we'll deal with, all sorts of stuff. Fired up. Let's dive into it. Welcome to the QB School. All right, Justin Herbert, Pac-12 championship game against a good Utah. This is a good film to evaluate. Lots of big plays, lots of head scratchers. Talk some scheme here right at the gate. They run this little, what I'm used to calling this is a spear screen. And really it's a cousin of bubble. And what I mean by that is it's damn near the same play. Some people would probably say, why would you carry both? I think there is some advantage here to running this, what is essentially just a quick flat with two blockers. Now, the problem is when they're playing this man coverage, which they play a lot of this game, they don't run across. Normally, you'd see this guy run across and try to cover it. It's a little bit easier for this wide receiver to see and then go block the most dangerous. But when they rocker it, meaning that this guy goes back and this guy goes down, well, now this wide receiver needs to run this like a route and go block him. And then he needs to go in and block the second one. When you don't, and you let this guy come from the heavens and make this tackle, this play is not that. And so, first play of the game, right out the gate, boop, dunk, nice tackle. Getting out schemed. Nice execution, too, defensively. But again, the big knock on Herbert, so many of his throws are screens, and it's a reality. I think he does do a pretty good job of being pretty accurate with them all the time. Not necessarily too accurate, but for the most part, he's good because he can just grip it and rip it and throw it pretty hard, and it's like a nice fastball. Come back right here. He's got a handful of nice carries in this game. Just a keeper off a variation of like zone read. Again, I like the fact that we're going to read 20, the linebacker 20 right here. He's going to fast flow, pull it down. Nice job running it. A little inside out move, get up, get down, protect yourself. 2nd and 6. And again, on this video, it's going to jump around a little bit because I only put in Herbert-centric plays. So not every run play is in there. If it's a run play, he's probably carrying it. This is, to me, is an interesting play that will come up a handful of times. So this is just a sprint right. I'm used to calling this sprint right option. But really, sprint right option is with an out or a corner versus a curl. So right here, I think they motion down. And then we're going to come out here and just run this flat and really trying to get the ball to this flat. Now, normally it's paired with an out, a corner, or like an in and out or something. Here, maybe it is that, and he just finds that space, and it basically turns into a curl. So the read here is just really simple. It's 1 to 2, but this is essentially flat curl the way that it breaks down. And to me, this ball has to be thrown to the curl. Now, to me, whether they're teaching it this way or what, he's going so flat that he basically is getting push in his face here before he can even get to number 2. Now, if you don't want to throw number 1, all right, but number 2 is wide open. And for some reason, he has an issue either seeing it or processing it or seeing the field and space, but there's nobody around him. He could easily sit there and get to number 2. Instead, he panics, almost gets tackled by his offensive lineman and running back, and then he's out the gate out the back door. And he does this a few times in this game. And yes, it's a positive play. Yes, nothing bad happened. It was just a missed curl. But I think there is a pattern of kind of decision-making and vision that is strange and processing. Like when he goes to panic right here, there's nobody around him. And he hasn't gotten to the number 2 yet. So yes, it is impressive that he can get out and run and get the edge and go back the other way, and it's a first down. But is it the right play? Like, that's the thing. Like, you need to make consistent, right, correct decisions, throws, all those things. And it just, the inconsistency is tough. Here, a little zone read. Again, nice burst. Get vertical. He's a big, athletic dude. Like the fact that he's got the ability to do this. We're reading 6, the defensive end here to the right. He's going to squeeze down right there. I mean, theoretically, I think you could probably give that too, but pull it. Guy doesn't even touch him. Right there. This is the cut I like. Just get up the field vertical. Nice block out there too. Again, really nice job. 1st and 10. First drive of the game. A little trick 'em formation here. What I mean by that is the tight end up top is ineligible. So this guy right here, he cannot catch a pass. So this tackle, technically eligible. We're going to come across in motion, and we're just going to have them outnumbered. So it's a nice way to run kind of a trick 'em, unbalanced, big game. You see these kind of gadget formations. Again, that's the same play as the first play of the game, that little spear screen. This time it's not man coverage. This time they get 2 blocks right over the top. Boop. Easy punt return right. That's how it's designed to go. A little bit different when it's not man coverage with rock or safeties. There it is. Nice, easy throw. Again, the throws don't get... It's not the easiest throw in the world just because it's flat and it's a weird angle, but it's not far. And it doesn't take any sort of touch. You just catch it and rip it right on them. Get a little 3x1 extended. Something's up obviously with the splits down here. They're stacked. Middle field closed, man. You can see it. I mean, it's simple to see. To me, this is one of those ones where I'm gonna let it play one time. He skymails this little wheel delay go on the outside, but I don't really understand this. And so what I mean by that is, without being in the quarterback room, nobody knows what the read is for sure. But normally when you have a post and any sort of like double move, and I'm going to call this a double move just because this is such a funky like walk off slow go out here. But because this post happens first, you're almost always going to read this 1 to 2. Now, I don't know because I'm not in the quarterback room for sure. But if you give this a chance, like, you might not love this because of leverage right here with this DB, but just give it a chance because it all happens in your vision. You come back and rip this glance, depending on where this middle field player is, it's got a chance for a touchdown. This, to me, is a miss touchdown. Now, the throw is a miss. It's its own issue. This is like a double bummer. But to me, I'd want to get him on the board and say, why didn't you throw the post? And he might say, hey, the post is a clear route. It's essentially a clear. Well, then I got design issues, scheme issues. But just throw the post. It's a touchdown. It's wide open. No one's around you. Wide ass open. Throw it. Instead, you take a shot and you throw it out of bounds. You got to give those guys a chance down the field. It's just a frustrating, not quite understanding why he's... and this could be a straight RPO, and maybe that's why he's late to the post. It looks like he's looking at 20 almost, and I can't tell who the hell he's looking at. But again, if this is an RPO shot, I maybe got some issues with the design of it. I don't know who you're reading. If you're reading 26, or someone coming down into the box, maybe you're reading 23, the safety. I don't know. But throw the post right there. Throw it. And if you're going to throw it down the field, give him a shot. Again, I have some concerns about his touch, just because he overthrows some of these balls. Now, he hits some of them, and some of them he overthrows. The ones that are wide open, he usually hits. So now we're in 3x1. Again, they're obviously heating us up here. 3rd and short. Again, another variation of screen. This time it's not the spear, it's the tight bubble. And what I mean by spear versus tight bubble, again, I'm just calling it, you call it whatever you want, but the spear to me is usually this flat, and a bubble would be come across and bubble back. I call it a tight bubble just because he turns and like runs like this. You got to have some strong hips to be able to keep your speed and do that. It's not an easy route to run. But he does a nice job throwing it. Good execution. Great block. There's the man block right there I was talking about earlier. You go get the guy who's got the wide receiver and the screen runner in man, and it's punt return right, and you got to get in the end zone. You can't step out of bounds at the 4. But again, this is scheme. This is throwing screens, and it's a reasonable, concern of the evaluation, just because there aren't a lot of in the league, 3rd and short like this, you're probably going to have to drop back and throw it. But it's a great execution. The Oregon offense, for all its, potential flaws, I think it is great at attacking the perimeter space, horizontal stretch of a defense. So the way you stop RPOs, or the way that's in vogue to stop RPOs nowadays, is just play man coverage. And the way to get off that is when you do these RPOs. So we're doing an RPO. Can't tell you who they're reading. Probably one of these two guys. But when they're in man coverage out here, you just can't run little snags or hitches or anything. You got to run some sort of man rub beater. So they have both variations right here where they're trying to basically get this guy open on a quick slant. So how do you do that? You go rub him, and then you have the other guy come off underneath it. Now, it's all fine and good until these guys pass it off. What I mean by pass it off is they let that first guy go, and then they take the second guy. So right here, it looks like they're locking on those wide receivers, so they're staying man-to-man. And then that rub works perfectly. That's a really nice throw. It's probably what I think he throws the best, just kind of that full-on fastball, firm, in rhythm, RPO game. Catch, seat it, throw it, boom, right on him. That's really nice. That's not easy to do. Nice execution, good call, good scheme, good all around. 2x2, middle field closed, man. Again, super easy to see. And this is just a great play off of a naked. Backside post, rarely seen thrown. In fact, the wide receiver actually stops or slows down. He doesn't think he's going to get it at the bottom of the screen. And all of a sudden, he's like, whoa, he threw it. And it's right in stride, beautiful. Now you got to score. Again, this is very impressive. This is, to me, is a handful of these plays, Herbert at his absolute best. So we're faking this naked. We're coming out with depth, trying to come around. We got the edge defender. Normally, the read here is someone in the flat, one, usually some variation of over, two, then there's usually some sort of comeback or something on the sideline as kind of a three, and then you really never even get to this backside post, one, because it takes forever. You have to basically set up, if you're the quarterback, to throw this thing. But it's really, especially versus middle field close, off this middle field player. So if this middle field player, if he drives that over, so here comes the over, if he's driving it and the guy who's got him is man-to-man running with it, well, then there's just nobody in the middle of the field. There's just a cavern. So you can come in here, set your feet, and let that thing go. Still not the easiest throw in the world. It's a big throw. It's a really great execution, but it's all off that middle field player. He drives the over. We got it. Just beautiful job. Really probably one of my favorite plays of the day for Herbert here. Nice job. Excellent execution. Play fake. No to the flat. No to the over. Yes to the post. Really quickly sets his feet. Boop. And just nice, easy flick. Really nice. Like 4-iron. Right in stride. Middle of the green. So first and goal from the 1. This always kind of reminds me of Varsity Blues. Get down to the 1. Don't give it to your running back. Quarterback tries to pull it. Doesn't get in here. You got to get in here. I don't understand why you pulled it. Again, decision making to me, I'd be pissed if I was the running back. Take away my touchdown and you don't even get in. Again, I'd like to see him, watch from the back end here. He's reading probably the end man on the line of scrimmage. Maybe he's reading 13 and doesn't see 26 there because there's two guys stacked right there on the right of the offense's formation. But that DB is going to have him all the way. Tries to get a straight arm. You'd love to see him get in, but really he's fortunate not to fumble that thing. So again, just, not the cleanest decision. I like quarterbacks that give it to the running backs down there. I don't know. Here's another sprint out. Again, this is going to take some explanation, but I don't understand this play. So it's 3rd and goal from the 6. If you're a first-round pick, top 10 pick, your coach is not going to put the ball in your hands. They're going to throw it to the left tackle in a championship game, like for real? I'm telling you straight up, I would be upset if I was a quarterback. Not only are you not going to get a touchdown pass off this because it's a lateral, but why are we trying to trick these cats? Just get me on the edge and let me have a run pass option. But we're going to have this, and the other thing is this is a man play. So the reason it's a man play to me is you're going to run this over, and they've been playing a lot of man, so I get that call. He's going to run with them. Well, when he's gone, nobody has the left tackle in man coverage. So that's why he's going to be open. But it's kind of janky because he has to get behind the quarterback for this to be a lateral. So you're already, you're catching this at like 10 plus away from the end zone. It's also 3rd and 6. And so if they're not in man coverage on the back end, you got to have some sort of check to get out of this, to give yourself a chance versus a coverage look. So I got scheme issues here, but really I have just, it's more glaring to me that they're not going to put it in his hands to just drop back and give yourself a chance to throw a touchdown. Like, let's spread them out and deal it. Instead, we're gonna trick them out of 12 personnel. Just like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm way off my rocker. Maybe this guy's like a great athlete that I don't know anything about, but I would be upset if I was a quarterback, let alone a first round top 10, type quarterback. So we run a little fly sweep next series, play action, take a shot. Again, you see the comeback up top. You see the over. You see what looks like a post again. Nothing's there. Does a nice job bailing right here, just finding something out of nothing to that comeback up top. Now the comeback's got to catch the ball. There's no way around it. Hits him right in the chest. Love to see him catch it with his hands. Again, to me, though, here's the thing that starts happening here. We start seeing a bunch of drops. Now, he should catch the ball. There's no doubt about it. But again, I just wonder, when I see multiple drops in a row, it's like, it's not necessarily that I want to blame the quarterback. I have questions about, like, the ball that he types to throw, the weight of the ball, not literally the weight, but like, is he like trying to catch a medicine ball? Does he throw everything crazy hard? Is it a weird spin? Like, what is happening when we start seeing so many drops? So empty 3x2. To me, and this is a good example of this is a play that everybody runs. This is 4 verticals out of empty with a shallow. And so to me, the shallow is wide open. Now, it might be a little early right there and your left tackle takes an L, but just slide. Just move 2 steps and throw the shallow because it's wide open. It is wide open. Instead, you get, I want to say, like, borderline like flustered there and bail as opposed to sliding in the pocket. And we get another throw. It's a little off target. Again, it's a drop. It should be caught, but it's not as accurate as you want to see it, and it doesn't have to be. Like, you don't have to throw this. Just throw it to the shallow. Just watch the drop here. I would love to see him just take 3, move, subtle move to your left, to his left, our right, and throw the shallow right in front of our face. Again, I think it's harder to do that when you're Rubik's cubing, just because you got other things, your body is doing other things as opposed to just catching it, gripping it, slide, and throw the shallow. 3 is wide open instead of seeing color and bailing. Even here, right here, you're going to bail, just flick it to him. Right there, flick it to him. But for whatever reason, his eyes are down the field. Now you come back and see 6 at the bottom of the screen. He's open. This is a good throw. I mean, he's got going to his left, flicking back. I should say good throw. Opportunity for a good throw. Throw it right down the 30. Right down that number. Instead, he throws it and it tails off towards the defender. And it makes the catch harder than it should be. Now, he should catch it with his hands, but he doesn't. And we start seeing it's another drop. And really fortunate not to be a pick. So 2x2. And we're starting to put together some questionable decisions and throws for me. Now we see what I think is basically some sort of like variation of all go, I want to say like switch. I think these guys run up, and I think this is a 3rd and long. These guys the outside guys are running kind of like get open at the stick routes. And the outside guys are running switch goes on the outside. But to me right here, there's nothing there. Like, there's nowhere to throw it, but you can't make a bad play a disaster. And so this to me is the running back takes an L. He's leaning forward, can't block the linebacker, but you're in the grasp there. You can't get a penalty for grounding because you didn't get outside the pocket, and you can't throw it, which really fortunate not to be a pick. Like this, I get it, it's a throwaway, but it doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and you're not outside the pocket. So, I mean, there's all sorts of bad. And this is, again, it's an important characteristic of a pro to be able to not turn a bad play into a disaster. This is a bad play. There's nothing good right here. You're running back. is leaning forward. He misses the pass pro. Again, that's why pass pro is so important, especially on third down. Now you're in the grass right here. You can't just chuck it. Bail, chuck, turning. I mean, just fortunate. Just really fortunate. And it's a penalty. So next series, 2x2. Again, really simple to see, right? Everybody can see middle field closed man. There's that little slant, glance down here to the bottom of the screen. Again, not great job with the leverage. See that DB inside the wide receiver on the college numbers, which are those stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right on him. Again, it's a drop. Like, he should catch it. But now that's the third drop in the last, 3 or 4 throws. Again, we're reading 13 as the conflict defender. He fast flows. We're going to throw it. Boom, right on him. It's right on him. You got to catch it. There's nothing else he could do. He could hand it to you better. It's good coverage too. Don't get me wrong. They're on scholarship too. But you got to catch that ball. That's a good NFL throw, on time, nice RPO footwork. So again, there are definitely more than enough handful of yes, those are great NFL throws. This is more of just an Oregon scheme issue here. Again, you run in this now or quick screen up top to the slot, the number 2 receiver. The guy probably doesn't block the most dangerous guy, and it's just a scheme issue. Again, it's fair. He throws a lot of screens. But are you mad at him for going to Oregon? That's what they're doing schematically. Not a lot of place to go right there. So 1st and 10, up 10, second quarter. All right, 3x1. What coverage is it? You could see it from the moon. They run the same RPO they ran earlier. That man variation of a rub. This time, though, the most important thing to do, now it's bump man, right? Easy to see. Well, this time they pass it off, meaning that if they're going to try to switch because their split is so tight, they probably have a call. If he's going to go rub him, he's going to come off and come make a play on this slant because they already got hit with it. Now, there's nothing you can do playing quarterback-wise here. This is getting, coach, scheme, and make a nice job. Still, it's executed so well that they still get the completion, but it's excellent coverage. Footwork here is just simple RPO. 7 in the box for 6 blocking. We're going to throw it. Boom. Nice job. Make them make the tackle on the play. 1st and 10. 3x1. Middle field closed man. There it is. I'd love to get some more runaways, some man beaters, and just rubs and slants. Throw a go maybe. To me, this is a tough play to evaluate. I don't know if this is just better scheme than I've ever seen before, or this is how they do it, or maybe people do this and I'm just not aware of it. But this is a screen to the right to the running back to me. But it's also paired with what I'm going to call old school shallow cross. So oftentimes when you'll have a screen, so to me this is like a screen back this way to the running back. Oftentimes when you have these kind of flow screens, you want your wide receivers to run this way, kind of like everybody run this way, and hopefully if it's man, which it is, all these guys will go. Well, they're running what I think is old school shallow cross. So this is the shallow cross, and then it's paired with a hook over the ball. And it looks like Herbert goes no to the screen for whatever reason, and then sets his feet and throws the hook over the ball, which is crazy to me that none of these offensive linemen, they're running right down the 40. They do a great job of not going downfield. And I don't know how they do it. I've seen screens paired with quick game before, but never with what I consider a drop back concept. And this to me is more of a straight up drop back concept. Takes longer to develop. Usually it's quick game there, throw the quick game. If not, throw the screen. This is throw the screen. Screen's not there. Throw the hook. It works. What do I know? That's why they're in the Pac-12 and I'm on YouTube. But it's just it's interesting, as far as trying to evaluate this. I can't tell you what they're doing. I don't pretend to know. I'm not sure how, scheme-wise, how this, you see what I mean here? He's bailing to the right, throwing the screen to the back. For whatever reason, he doesn't like it. Puts his foot in the ground, rips a hook over the ball. And the offensive lineman, 68, left guard and center don't go downfield. They're right down the line. Crazy. Good on you. So next one, 2x2, gets the coverage. Just absolute murder down here by their left corner. This is absolutely just straight up a shanking. Oh my gosh. Herbert, though, I love this. Talk about this. So this is a sluggo right here. Just simple to see. Perfect call versus this type of leverage. Again, inside leverage. I've already banged the glance or the slant a few times. Come up, hit this thing, come in. It's wide open, obviously. The thing I love about it from a quarterback evaluation standpoint is what he does right here. When you run these sluggos, it's almost always universal language saying the wide receiver's job is to beat the corner. Quarterback has nothing to do with beating the corner. Quarterback has to hold the near safety. So watch what Herbert does here. He comes back. He takes his drop. He pumps like he's going to throw that slant or glance. Then he comes back to the middle of the field. And watch what this free safety does. He goes and gets this slant or glance, but then he sees Herbert's eyes go back to the middle, and he spins back. And by the time he comes back out here to the sluggo, he's got no chance. No one's around him by 10 yards. But this is excellent eye manipulation. Again, one of my favorite plays of this game. This really shows he's got a savviness to him with this type of stuff. This is not easy to do. They make it look easy because it's wide ass open. That's easy throw. But the mechanics of the quarterback are not easy. Watch it one more time. Comes back. Pump. Eyes to the middle. Back to the sluggo. A lot moving on there with like a second and a half. Now, yeah, you should be able to make that throw. It's wide open. But still, I like seeing the efficiency, the polish of this kind of sluggo type footwork, because this is something every team in the league does. Again, watch that middle field player. I'm not sure about the Rubik's Cube. Pump, middle. There it is. I mean, poor free safety. I mean, look at him. He's going to drive it. Nope. Back to the middle. Nope. Yeah, probably not. Really nice. Excellent, actually. So, up 17. Feeling good. 2x2. Middle field closed. Man. Let's throw it. The matchup you want. You know, again, they're trying to do basically that little rub up top again. He doesn't like it. You know, I'd love to see a wheel. Gosh, you'd love to see a wheel by the number 2 up top. Be wide open. But they're locked into these slants. Again, I like the pocket element of what he's got going here. He just, for whatever reason, turns it down when he comes back. He's got 2 hands on the ball. You know, one of the few times you see him move in the pocket, just subtle. Up, right there, throw it. You know, he comes up, 2 hands on the ball, dip that shoulder, comes back to throw it, and then kind of pulls it down. So it doesn't execute all the way through, but again, just gives you a feel for what it will be like in the league. That's what it'll be like in the league. It's tight. It's people around you, contested, hitting you. You know, you don't see a lot of that. You see a lot of wide-ass open guys and, you know, wide open pockets, nobody around him. This, to me, is an NFL-type throw, too. This is a variation of spot or snag. You know, whatever you want to call it, whether this could be an option or whatever. But what we're looking at is that tight end right here. So when he runs to this spot, I would like to see him anticipate it just a little. It's a tight window, good completion to me. He takes his 3 and then he like hops and just is a touch late. Just like there's just zero anticipation on the film. That's the part that makes me a little nervous. 1, 2, 3, and that little, yeah. You know, to me, that ball gets thrown right. You know, he's turning. I want to throw the ball. Starting to turn, start to throw, 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 and it's just a half tick late. Now, he's still got enough arm to get it in at the college level. But those linebackers will be longer. The windows will be tighter. Again, watch 48 here. He's the one we're going to, the tight end. 1, 2, 3. You know, again, I'd like to see him lined up to throw to his left. I think that's why he's a half tick late. You know, if you look at where he's lined up to throw, you know, a little bit more down the middle of the field. He has to move that left foot over just a little bit with that extra hitch. Again, good, strong base. Just anticipate it just right when he turns, throw it. Just that extra kind of like foot in the ground, but he's still able to rip it and put it right on him. Again, that's the example of what we're talking about when we say, you know, any sort of anticipation. When you see the body change for the wide receiver and you can rip it earlier. Well, big play action shot here. Gets a little unlucky with what side he chooses to work. To me, I don't really understand this throw. To me, it almost looks like he's trying to back shoulder this. So it looks like we're getting mirrored routes. What I mean by that is we're getting the same route on both sides, this little like angle corner. Now, if you would throw the top one, it's probably a touchdown. But even this one, this ball is usually thrown big arcing right on the seam, right on the line of the receiver. Very rarely do you see these type of throws, if ever, especially on a play action thrown like this is like a back shoulder-ish type throw. Just because you're bringing it to the middle field player, the safety. I don't know if it just comes off his hand funky, but like the guy makes a ridiculous play. And I guess it is a borderline back shoulder throw if the DB's got his back turned, like I talk about all the time. But it's something you don't necessarily see. I can't ever remember doing it. Again, we're spinning the ball. Like to see that offhand on these type of play action, offhand on his gut, polished, ball handling. It looks like he's looking left, and then he just goes right. Now, obviously, the guy on the right is getting held too. Little jersey grab. But again, that ball is just flat to me. And I mean, maybe he is trying to back shoulder, but like I know when he goes to throw this thing, to me, nothing about when he goes to throw it right there says back shoulder. It says over the top. He's already by him. Just throw that thing at the goal line high, drop it out of a helicopter. Guy makes a ridiculous play. The thing I like about it is he gives him a chance, doesn't overthrow it. But again, it's just one of those things I'd like to ask him, like, why that type of ball? That's what you get in the interviews, that type of setting with teams. This is a fascinating play. He checks into this play to sprint left and really run like sprint left. I want to say like sprint left option, old school West Coast. So he sees the pressure. He checks into this, and again, I can't really tell you why he doesn't throw it. It's not wide open, but it's NFL open, and he's calling it for this. Like he thinks it's press man. It's easy to see. We're going to come up here. We're going to try to get a rub. We're going to come out here and run this flat. You got to throw it. Again, his technique here, I could say borderline, like he gets a little flat. That's why he's into the offensive line a little earlier than he wants. If he arcs that path, he gets a little bit more downhill, gives himself a little bit more time to throw this thing. But again, he checked it to this play. It's there, right there. You got to throw that thing. He's going to throw it. But for whatever reason, he turns it down. And so that, the anticipation element to me is just, that's not even an anticipation throw. That's just an on-time throw. Again, he relies on his athletic ability. If it's not clean, come back the other way, throws it up to a kind of a scramble corner and gets a penalty. So it works out. His athleticism bails him out. But these are the type of throws that are just part of executing an offense at a high level. Love the fact that he checks into what he wants. There it is, run elbow, whatever the hell that is. A little sprint left. But throw it. It's trust yourself. 1, 2, 3, throw. It's there. I mean, you see him running open? Even if you got to double clutch it. Got him. Blitz call. Perfect. Throw it. Nope. Now we're going to come back. Now you do a back shoulder. To me, it's a little low. That's the look of a back shoulder for me. He's got him pushing on his hip. He's got all sorts of space inside where you can throw that thing high. He's got his back turned. There's no other safety involved. Penalty. Great. So now we're in kind of a stretch of just kind of, for me, I've got questions, whether it's scheme, whether it's execution, whether, I'm not sure exactly where he's supposed to go with the ball here. This is a variation of like a orbit, like fake bubble screen here. I really, they do a nice job defensively covering this thing up, but this to me is a crazy dangerous throw. I know it's in vogue now, and if your name's Patrick or Aaron, you can get away with this type of throw, but again, we're scrambling, we're bailing, there's nowhere to go. I get it. But you could also easily just throw it away from within the pocket, throw it into the first row, throw it to a check down. Okay, you're gonna bail, take an L up front. Now you're out there, but throw it away. Don't throw it late down the middle of the field and get fortunate that there's nobody there, when your guy falls. It's just it's to me, again, the pattern of combining a a not good play into a disaster. And this is really close to a disaster for me. And it's tough to live in this world where you're throwing this many kind of like questionable, scramble in the grass, throw it up, almost a pick in the end zone. So now we come back again, third goal. To me, this is an NFL type throw. We're going to try to throw a post to the up top number 2. Right here. This is a throw that every NFL team runs. If you're going to face a middle field open defense, meaning no post safety, which you almost always are inside the red area, you're going to come up here and rip this on time. So take 3, hold this safety with your eyes, take 3, and rip this thing right down the tracks. He comes in, and you throw this thing on time, high back 5. Now, if you don't like it, throw the check down. But you can't miss it late over the middle. Again, the footwork wise here, to me, it's 1, 2, 3 and like a back hitch, which I don't get, which makes him just a little bit off his rhythm and accuracy, but it's there. We'll see it from the back end. This is an NFL throw or an NFL window, right? He goes to throw it right there. That's an NFL window to the post for a touchdown. Now, if you don't like that, look at the check down coming out to the left. It's going to be pretty good too. But again, I have no problem with that decision. I have problems with the accuracy and the footwork that led to missing it, which we'll see from the back end here. I love this cut up because this is what it's like in the league. 1, 2, 3. You can see him work, holding right. 1, 2, 3. Come back to the left. Now rip it right down the tracks. Instead, it's just a little bit inside. Just that difference is the difference between a beautiful touchdown and what should be a pick. But luckily, nobody can catch his ball. So they can't catch it either. Hits him in the chest. Really fortunate. I mean, back-to-back, near plays. Really fortunate. So next series, again, it's tough when you're running these type of runs. They make a nice play. I can't tell you that, to me, you're never wrong if you're the quarterback here to just give this ball unless it's clean that you're going to get around that man for the zone read. But sometimes they just do a nice job playing defense, and that's what this end does right here. He gets them. Again, love the fact that he protects himself. Get down, get what you can get. All right, you dig this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get the notifications when we go live, when we put out new stuff. I appreciate the support. Then you want to take it next level. Support it, join it, okay? Get a membership to the QB School. You get a badge after your name. It changes color the longer you're a member. I get back to you in just about every single comment. You come at me with these emojis in the live stream. We have fun with it. Another way to support the channel. I appreciate it. Let's keep the video going. All right, third quarter. Get the ball back. Again, there's a pattern here of some questionable quarterback play for me. Now, obviously, the situation has changed a little bit. It's easy to see middle field closed man. Got a good lead. Again, this is the same play to me that earlier I didn't quite understand. Screen to the right with shallow cross. Again, it's not there. Nothing's there. Maybe it's not screen. Maybe he's just trying to throw it to the back. Maybe the back's just a check down. But this is the same play. So obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about because it doesn't look like it's a screen here. But the idea here is the exact same. It is coming across. I mean, it's literally the same play. Here. Now, this is reason 8 billion why I don't love shallow cross. Because versus man, it's not that great. You got one runaway. Maybe you could throw that kind of hinge or come back to the top, but, where are you supposed to go with the ball? Who's winning? He does a nice job, a great job of just kind of hanging tight in the pocket. But then this the guy grabs him right here. You can see the corner grab him up top. But that's just a bummer of a miss, and that's a significant miss. Now, I get it. He pulled his shirt. But it's still a miss of a wide open guy. We'll watch it here. Again, he's got all sorts of time to throw. Nice pass pro. Shallow's not winning. The hook over the top's not winning. Nowhere to go. Stay alive. Good. Got him right there. You know, I get it that he grabbed him. You can see him just barely in the top left of the screen. Can't really see him grab him, but he does. But that's a, you know, it's tough. Is that a miss? Is that a grab? Is it a penalty? No call? You know, a lot of meh right there. Now we get 2 safeties. Easy to see. Different look. First down. Coming off the edge. Again, naked. You know, just, you'd love to see. So this is just a sneak flat right here. We're going to fake the jet sweep, fake the fly sweep, whatever. And this naked's going to come right here. So it's tough into the boundary sometimes just because this window is condensed. But to me, I want to see some sort of touch and just drop it right on him. It's not the easiest throw in the world, but it's a pretty easy touch throw. And to me, it's a miss. Watch it again here. Again, I want to fake this fly sweep, get some depth so you can make this throw. Fake it, get depth. I mean, it's there to be made. Just drop that thing right on the college number. Instead, you know, just chucking it right over his head from 5 yards away. It's just you start seeing those misses, and what I'm going to classify as just a lack of touch, or at least a lack of evidence of touch on the film. Extended bunch. Again, so we're missing throws. Now we've got all sorts of, like, you know, line of scrimmage errors here. You know, is this on him? Is this on the center losing his mind? You know, at some point it always goes back to the quarterback because they're in charge of the cadence and the communication. So when you're going to change the play or the protection and they're locked into their call up front, you got to be really under control, calm. You know, now it looks like everybody's playing except the quarterback. So whatever the communication error was here, it eventually rests on the quarterback. Now, nice job taking just an absolute smack to the head here. Man, that could have been a penalty too. Goodness. But we're up 13. 7 minutes to go. Get the ball back. Great field position. Probably a turnover. Middle field closed. Man, simple to see. We're going to take a play action shot. Again, to me, it's crazy they just keep running the same plays. This is the one earlier that I got on him about not hitting the post. You know, now, is this a drop or is this a miss? You know, it's probably both. Again, it's the exact same. This time I think it's just straight up play action. Slow off, so you get this post, which is really like a post clear, and you get this slow go or wheel. Now, to me, you want to throw this down the line of this. You don't want to fade it out so much that it becomes a really difficult circus catch. So to me, yes, the wide receiver should catch this. But yes, Herbert should throw this better. There's no one around him. He's wide ass open on a go. You know, I could see it on both sides. I really did. I just, when I see this many, what I'm going to classify as drops or half drops, I'm going to put some blame on the quarterback, whether it's ball placement, accuracy, type of ball, like the trajectory of the ball. But it's pretty consistent. I mean, there's been more than a one-off. Again, love the base, love the technically sound, you know, mechanics of it. But for whatever reason, you know, it just doesn't align with accuracy all the time. Like, yeah, that hits him in the hands, but that's a tough catch. A catch that I think a guy on scholarship should make. But nothing easy about it. 3rd and 9. And again, 3rd and 9. Got a first-round NFL quarterback as your quarterback, and you're going to run this. Which I'm not saying it's a good concept. Good on you for the concept. But if I'm the quarterback, you know, I'm upset that the ball's not in my hands. And I think it is a sign of at least, now it's a great play call and even better effort to get a first down. And that's why I put it on there. But I also put it on there because they've taken the ball out of the quarterback's hand on a 3rd and 9 in the high red area. it's a sign for me. It really is. Like, even if you think it's a great call, very few teams have first round NFL quarterbacks in a championship game. That's the call. I mean, just another little variable of evidence as far as what the coaches think. Come back, run a little zone read again. Definitely, athletic. I don't know if he's necessarily like NFL quarterback runner, but I think that it is an element of his game. Again, the defensive end comes hard on the right. It's really pretty simple to read. Locked in right here is probably the guy we're reading for the zone read. He's going to come up the field hard, and we're going to pull it and go. Get a little arc release block by the tight end, and we're out. And there it is. Nice. All right, up 13. Down inside the 5. Getting that little spear screen. Just behind him. It's one of the few times you're going to see him miss one of these easy screen throws that they throw so much. And that's a bad miss because that's probably a touchdown. A walk-in. Again, simple screen, that little flat with blockers out there on the perimeter. Got him. And you're missing a touchdown. And so again, it's one thing when it's just a miss and no one's perfect all the time. But I think it's when you start to see more and more of them show up where it becomes a pattern where you can peel it back and see how this might be difficult to be able to make the type of throws on Sunday that you need to be consistent all the time. So, I mean, again, the next series, fourth quarter, drop back, just a go, and just, this is not I wouldn't say it's a great route by the outside without knowing the design and intent of what they're trying to do here. Anytime you run a go and get pushed, way out to what is the college numbers out here by these fake lines. But this idea being that he picks the line, he stacks them eventually, but then you throw it, borderline like uncatchable way out to the sideline and miss by what looks almost like 5 yards. Whether they're on the wrong page or what, but that's a pretty significant miss. I mean, that ball lands on the sideline, almost like a 10-yard miss compared to where you'd love to put that right down his line. And again, for no other reason than when I can't sort it out and you can't figure out. Obviously, there's a little bit of wind. You see the napkin in the background, but I mean, it doesn't look like gale force winds. I mean, again, the running back is asking to do a lot, especially in this double A gap blitz. But he steps up and gets in his way enough. Plenty of room to make that throw. And again, to me, that's a significant miss. If he throws that down the college numbers, at the 40, instead he puts it at the 48 on the sideline. So, next series now. Just under 10 minutes to go. Backed up almost. The -10. 2x2. Middle field close. Man. Get a free play here. Nice job coming back with the little slant on the RPO. Reading the mic. Mic fast flows. Really nice job coming up getting the slant. There it is. Again, love it. The fact that they jump off sides. You get a free play. Throw it. We're reading 13. The middle of the 3 linebackers. He flows. There it is with what they hit him with the 2 claps. There it is. Got him. Fast flow. Throw it. Luckily the defensive tackle takes the run too. Again, nice job. First down, middle field closed. Nobody in the middle of the field now. Middle field open, 0. Going to have to throw this thing. Again, tough. As far as what they're asking the slot to do here, I haven't seen this one yet from them. Normally, they've run this kind of rub slants where this guy comes underneath. Here, looks like the number 2 just kind of slows it off. to come here. And maybe they do that once a defense starts switching it off like they did early in the first half. But again, this path where you just come off slowly to open this thing up it's not quite the same as a rub or pick type situation. But there's nobody in the middle of the field. You have to throw it. Whether this is, an accuracy thing, just a good coverage thing on the perimeter. They've got 8 guys in the box here. Yeah, nice job executing the offense. It's not his fault that that's the route that's available. Again, 0. Middle field closed. Whew. Just might as well just do this. Hand off to the house. Now we'll look at it from the back end. But there's a really, really impressive double team, I think, from the right tackle. But again, that's getting it right there. Very nice. And that's how you put a game away. Just pipe it. Again, let's watch the right tackle here. See exactly. I want to say, I'm not sure if they're running duo or inside zone. If I can even tell the difference, but again, that double team from the right tackle, kind of gallop technique where he's going to come up. Boom. Gallop. Oh. Right into the center, too. That's a great double team. Boom. Get off and then gets up to 13 and just ejects 13 from 26. Just can't do that. One missed tackle at safety and it's to the house. But what an excellent double team. Great block from the right tackle. So up 15, 5 minutes left. Essentially in 4-minute offense. Couple first downs. This thing's a wrap. 0. Man. Rolling out. Again, there it is. Finally throws that flat on the rollout. Takes a better angle. So he's not quite as shallow. Running across the 35. He gets a little bit of depth to come downhill. Give himself some space. Again, it's still not a very accurate ball. I mean, he's open. Just throw it out there. Let him catch it and run. You see you just see so many drops and so many catch and slides. The misses are so small. It's not an aim small, miss small. It's just kind of like a let's get a completion. Everybody dives. How about the left tackle here with the old butt block? You don't see the butt block very often. The old box out, get the rebound. That's pretty nice. He's fast. He gets the right position. Again, you'd want to see a more accurate throw, though. 1st and 10. Under 4 minutes. Inside the 35. Looking at closing this thing out. 0 again. Nobody in the middle of the field. Man. Little zone read where they're going to little slice. Pull it. Good matchup. Nice job staying in bounds. Smart play, not getting to the sideline. Again, just a zone read, little split flow zone read. Reading 42 on the left. He comes down, crashes hard, pull it. Now we got a lead blocker. They're going to try to exchange that thing on the edge. Good way to get around it. 2nd and 6. 2 by 2. Again, 0. And again, get gashed. Goodness. It's just an absolute terrible fit from the linebacker. We'll see from the back end. Watch, I want to say 26 here. That might be the safety. Is that the poor safety that missed the tackle the last time? Goodness. He's probably not used to playing Mike linebacker like this, but you can't have 2 guys in the same gap. Watch 52. If 52's, I'm going to guess, obviously not knowing exactly what their fits are, but I'm going to guess he's got this gap right here. He's just coming down playing the safety. It looks like they're all gapped up here. But watch 52. He comes up, gets up. He's in his gap. Then he sticks his head into someone else's. And then he just gets piled down. He got nowhere to go. 2 guys in a gap. That's how you get gashed. Here it is. Right there. He's in pretty good position. 26 coming up into fill it. Then 52 comes back, and then he just gets pinned in there, and it's to the house. Pretty nice. And that's how you get routed right there, exactly. Into the best formation in playing football. Victory. All right, that's a wrap. Justin Herbert, Pac-12 championship game. Again, some inconsistencies, I think, is the nicest way to put it. He's an enigma on a bunch of different levels. You know, it'll be fascinating to see where he goes, who he goes to, what the situation is, his development, how quickly it comes. But I think that there are a number of things to be cautious about at best. And so I'm fascinated with it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate it. See you next time.